expectantes beatam spem, et adventum Salvatoris nostri Iesu Christi. Quia tu es regnum et potestas, et gloria in saecula. Domine Iesu Christe, qui dixisti apostolis tuis, pacem relinquo vobis, pacem meam do vobis, ne respicies peccata nostra, sed fide ecclesiae tue, e anche secundum voluntatem tuum pacificare et coadunare vieri, qui et regnas in saecula saeculorum. Amen. Pax Domini sit semper vobiscum, et cum spiritu tuo. Offerte vobis pace.
Holy Communion will be distributed by several priests in front of these three altars. Therefore, those who are ready to receive our Lord are kindly asked to proceed from the central passage of the church and then go back from the both sides and wait in their places until the beginning of the procession to the Holy Grotto. La Santa Comunione sarà distribuita da vari sacerdoti davanti ai tre altari. Perciò quelli che si sono ben preparati a ricevere il Signore verranno avanti per il passaggio centrale della Chiesa e poi si ritireranno dai due lati e aspetteranno nel loro posto fino all'inizio della processione della Santa Grotta. La Santa Comunión será distribuida por varios sacerdotes aquí adelante de los altares. Para eso, los que son preparados para recibir la Santa Comunión se acercarán por el centro de la iglesia y después volverán a sus sitios por los lados y esperarán hasta el principio de la procesión hacia Santa Lucía.
Oui, il faut qu'on fasse le tour par derrière pour
Algoritmia.
Forse got enough now.
Hey, can I get some?
Sérieux. Non, je
This is outside St. Catherine's Church. church where we just celebrated the midnight mass. The mass was in Latin. A beautiful mass.
لا من هون على اليمين
بس
Please, inside, please. Excuse me for the way. Please, inside the way.
Cristiano pero no católico.
Shalom, everybody. Right behind me is the Temple Mount and one of the outer walls of the old city, which looks out back there to the Mount of Olives. This is one of 8 gates of the old city, and it's sealed up, as you can see. It's called the Golden Gate. It's been sealed since 1530, and it's believed to lie over the area, one of the closed gates of the first temple. It's supposed to be the gate where the Messiah will pass through in Ezekiel. Of course, the Christians, they believe that this is where Jesus came in on Palm Sunday, when he came in on his donkey, and he went through this into the temple. So it's pretty impressive. So I just thought I'd say hello from the Golden Gate here in Jerusalem. And it's a real nice day. It's blue, it's cool, and it's about 1 o'clock, after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And of course it's Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas everybody. December 25th, 1986. Shalom from here at the Golden Gate in Jerusalem.
Hi everyone. I'm here at the Golden Gate, which is in the old city in Jerusalem. And it's a beautiful day today. Today is Christmas. I want to wish everybody a happy Christmas. I want to wish all my family and friends and the Gurrola family a very nice Christmas. And I went to the midnight mass last night, which was really, really nice. It was very moving. And I didn't get home till about 4 o'clock this morning. I only had a couple hours sleep. And today I went and had Christmas services. Robert and I went. They were really nice. And so we're out here at the Golden Gate. So, shalom for now.
Shalom everybody. I'm here in Jerusalem. Right behind me is one of the gates which surround the old city, one of 8 gates. It's called the Golden Gate. And what's different about this gate that it's sealed up. It's been sealed since 1530, and it's thought to lie over the closed gate of the first temple. And it also is believed to be the gate which the Messiah will pass through in Ezekiel 44. Of course, the Christians realize that this is the gate that Jesus passed through on Palm Sunday when he came into Jerusalem on a donkey. Stop it. Shalom, everybody. I'm here in Jerusalem, and behind me is one of the 8 gates that surround the old city. What's unique about this gate is that it's sealed up. And it's been sealed since 1530, and it's thought to lie over the closed gate of the first temple. Ezekiel 44 tells us that the Messiah will pass through this gate. Of course, Christians know that Jesus fulfilled this prophecy when he came into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, and everyone hailed him as king. And so it's a very important area of the old city. Shalom, everybody. Right behind me is one of the 8 gates which surround the old city. It's called the Golden Gate. And what's unique about this gate is that it's sealed up. It's been sealed since 1530, and it's thought to lie over the closed gate of the first temple. Ezekiel 44 tells us that the Messiah will pass through this gate. Christians realize that Jesus already did this when he came into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, and everyone hailed him as king. As I said, it's one of 8 gates, and I was just admiring it and just spending a little time here. By the way, today's Christmas, December 25th, it's 1986. I just want to wish everyone back home a Merry Christmas. And it's a pretty spectacular sight. So that's why I say shalom to everybody here at the Golden Gate in the old city in Jerusalem. Shalom.
Christmas, everyone. Today is December 25th, 1986. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a very beautiful day. It's nice and warm, clear, and I'm just taking a walk down the city. Behind here is the old city in Jerusalem. Back here is the Mount of Olives. Having a really good time here. So I just want to say hello to everybody back home, and I'll be seeing you all pretty soon. So, shalom from Jerusalem, Israel. Hi everyone, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Today is Christmas here in Israel, December 25th, 1986. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's a very pretty day, very clear. It's been warming up because it was very cold here. But it's really nice, and I'm having a good time, and I'll be coming home pretty soon. So, shalom from Jerusalem, Israel.
Hello everybody, I'm here in Jerusalem, Israel, and right behind me you can see the wall of the old city, and this is one of the 8 gates that surround the old city. Behind is the Temple Mount, the Dome of the Rock. What's very unique about this gate is that it's sealed up. It's been sealed since 1530 and believed to lie over the closed gate of the first temple. The Bible claims the Messiah will pass through this gate in Ezekiel in the Old Testament. Of course, the Christians, which is the real good news, is that Jesus came through this gate on Palm Sunday when everyone put their palm trees or palm branches before him and hailed him King. So this is a very important area, and so I'm just really admiring it. It's pretty neat when you're actually looking at it. You see pictures of it, and it's just pretty impressive to see in person. The weather's pretty nice, and today's Christmas Day. It's December 25th, 1986. I had a good time in Bethlehem for Christmas, and I'm just here spending some time. So I just want to say shalom to everyone back home, and so shalom from the Golden Gate here in Jerusalem, here in Israel. Shalom everybody. Hello everybody, I'm here in Jerusalem, Israel. Behind me is one of the 8 gates of the old city. It's called the Golden Gate. And what's unique about this gate is that it's sealed up. Behind it is the Temple Mount, where the Dome of the Rock is. And it's been sealed since 1530, and it's thought to be over the area of the closed gate of the first temple. The Bible tells us in Ezekiel 44 that the Messiah will pass through these gates. of course, the good news to the Christians is that Jesus came through these gates on Palm Sunday, when everyone laid down their palm trees before him and hailed him King of Israel, and he came through this area. So it's a really special place to really just see it in person, see how big it is and how real to life it is. So I'm just going to say shalom to everyone back home. Today is Christmas Day. It's December 25th, 1986, and it's a little after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So the weather's really nice too. So shalom from Jerusalem, Israel, and the Golden Gate. Hello everybody, I'm here in Jerusalem, Israel, and behind me is the wall of the old city, and beyond that is the Temple Mount, or where the Dome of the Rock is. And this is one of the 8 gates around the old city. What's unique about this one is that it's sealed up. It's been sealed since 1530 and is thought to lie over the closed gate of the first temple. The Bible also says the Messiah will pass through this gate in Ezekiel 44. Of course, the good news to Christians is that Jesus already did this on Palm Sunday when he came into the temple through this area, when everyone laid down their palms before him and hailed him King, King of the Jews. So it's a very special place to just be here. It's a lot bigger than you can imagine. Actually seeing it in person is pretty remarkable. I just want to also wish everyone back home a Merry Christmas, because today is Christmas. It's December 25th, 1986. And I spent last night in Bethlehem in Manger Square for the big Christmas festivities. So I just want to wish everyone back home a Merry Christmas. I'm doing all right here. So shalom from the Golden Gate, which is right behind me, here in Jerusalem, Israel. Shalom.
مسؤول هذه هاي ما تستنى على إذا
Shalom, everybody. Right behind me is the Mount of Olives, and you hear a lot about the Mount of Olives in the New Testament. Of course, one of the most important is that's where Jesus ascended to heaven after he fulfilled all his promises down here. It's pretty fascinating to see. A lot of churches on the mount. I believe this one down here is called the Church of All Nations. It's in the area of Garden of Gethsemane where Jesus prayed that night. That's the church. It's a Russian, I believe it's a Russian church. I don't know what kind. Maybe a Russian Orthodox church. I'm not too sure. And you'll see a little dome up there, like a little roundish dome. I think that's called Dominus Fliffet. Where Jesus stopped and he wept over Jerusalem. And then as you go up higher, you see some churches on top. And of course, those churches mark the area of his ascending into heaven. This is the Mount of Olives, and the Bible tells us it's just a ways from Jerusalem. And Jesus did a lot of his work in this area. So, I'm just going to say hello to everyone here from the Mount of Olivet, the Mount of Olives, here in Jerusalem. And oh, by the way, the Kidron Valley, which is right below me. So, shalom from Mount of Olives. Shalom, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm here. Wait, I want to do it. I'm here at the Mount of Olives, which is right behind me. And the Mount of Olives, you hear a lot about in the New Testament. It's a very important part of talking about Jesus because he did a lot of his work here in Jerusalem and around the Mount of Olives. And this church down here is called the Church of the Church of All Nations, and that's in the Garden of Gethsemane where Jesus prayed. That night, alone. This golden dome with the crosses, I believe, is a Russian Orthodox church. And you'll see a little kind of roundish church up there. I believe that's called Dominus Fliffet, and it signifies where Jesus wept and stopped and just looked and wept over Jerusalem. And then on top you have the churches which mark his most important, something great that he did, and that was when he ascended to heaven after fulfilling all his promises. And of course below me is the Kidron Valley, and up in that area is Mount Scopus. There's a university up there. So I just want to say shalom from the Mount of Olives here in Jerusalem, Israel. Shalom.
everyone. I'm on my way to Mount Zion, which the upper room is there. That's where they had the Last Supper. That's going to be very special because I've been wanting to go to it. And today is Christmas Day. As you can see, it's a really pretty day. So I'll see you in the upper room. Shalom for now.
Hello everybody. I'm just walking around town. I've just been walking around. I'm tired. I'm drinking Crystal Cola. It tastes terrible, but I guess when you're thirsty, when you walk around here, you find yourself drinking a lot of stuff. Anything to quench your thirst. You can see that's the amount of olives in the back. Look at that, the church on top. How pretty that is. That's the Church of the Ascension. It marks where Jesus ascended up into heaven. It's pretty interesting here, so I'm just gonna continue walking on my way up to the area on Mount Zion, the room of the Last Supper. So I'll be up there for a while. I just want to say shalom to everybody. Shalom.
Walking the streets of Jerusalem. I'm on my way to Mount Zion, to the upper room where the Last Supper was held. That's going to be very special because I've been wanting to go to it. And today is Christmas, so that should be very enjoyable. So I'll see you up there. I'm a bit tired because I hardly slept and I've just been walking around. But I'll see you up at Mount Zion. Shalom for now.
Hello everybody. I'm Just been walking around. I'm tired. I just finished off a can of Crystal Cola. But I'm having a good time. It's very tiring because there's so many places to see. Of course, you can see the amount of olives in the back with the steeple of the church. It's called the Church of the Ascension, which marks where Jesus ascended to heaven. That's the amount of olives back there. But I'm on my way to the upper room at Mount Zion, taking place at the Last Supper. So that's a very important place to go to. These are the taxes you see all over the place. So, decided to say hello to everybody. Having a good time. I may not seem like excited, I'm just tired. But today's Christmas Day, so I hope everyone back home is having a nice Christmas. When you're eating all that good food, when you're stuffing yourself with all that turkey, or whatever you're going to be eating, just think of me drinking my little Crystal Cola and all that kind of stuff. And whatever I can get in my mouth that supports life, I have to eat. Here I'll eat anything. When I'm hungry, I'll eat anything. So, I hope you're all having a festive occasion and opening all your goodies. Don't get too greedy on who gets what or who spent more. Just learn to do with what you have, like me here. So it's really nice and clear. It's blue. I mean, the sky's really blue, and it's real clear. There's a breeze, but it's very hot. It's almost going to be around 2 or 3, somewhere like that in the afternoon. But last night was pretty neat because I was in Bethlehem for the celebration of Christmas. It was pretty interesting. They had the midnight mass, and they showed it out on the video screen for those who couldn't go into the church because of all the people there, or if they weren't Catholic or whatever. But it was really nice. Everyone watched the video screen, and it was really a nice experience to be there with all the other Christians from all over the world. So I can at least say I spent my Christmas in Bethlehem. It's a pretty neat experience. I hope everyone's having a nice Christmas, as I've said before. I hope you enjoy all these movies. A lot of movies you gotta watch, so just get yourself ready and sit down and enjoy them, because there's a lot of interesting things that you'll be able to see. So shalom from here in Jerusalem. I'm on my way to the upper room, so I'll see you later. Shalom.
We are going to read from the Bible about this place. When I state and say that we are in the upper room, those of you who are acquainted enough with the culture of the Crusaders and their architectural style will look around and will say the style really is 10th century, 11th century style, and not 1st century style. We'll wait and walk through the rest of our book. say that we are in the upper room. And the upper room, as we all know, must be from the first century, yet the style is Crusader style. The arches are Gothic arches, and the entire architecture is from the time of the Crusaders. In that case, how one can say that this is the upper room? In order to understand it, we have to go back into history and realize that this Mount Zion, the place where the palace of Caiaphas was on one side, and the place where the castle and the palace of King Herod was on the other side of this mountain during the biblical period, this place was an inhabited area during the time of Jesus. Immediately with the arrival of Christianity into this area in the year 326, Queen Helena started building churches in most of the places that we already visited and in some other places, marking the certain places where we're involved with the life of Jesus. And so, up here on Mount Zion was built a big church, Hagia Zion, the Holy Church of Zion. And here, up here, in this place, one of the rooms was dedicated to the upper room. They did say in that period that the room was built over the place where the cenacle was, where Jesus had the Last Supper with his disciples. That church was destroyed. And then, with the arrival of the Crusaders into this area, they built another big church named Our Lady of Mount Zion. And in the same very location, they built a room dedicated to the Last Supper on the same spot. That church, by the year 1219, was as well destroyed. However, miraculously, one of the rooms was not destroyed, and you are in that room. This really, normally, in another land, would have put an end to the real sequence of history, and this is it. Not in here. You see, another room in that church during the Crusader time was dedicated to King Herod. Sorry, to King David. And this room is exactly below us, under us. Today the Jews mark the grave, the tomb of King David, exactly below us. And this tradition started from the time of the Crusaders, 1,000 years ago. Having the upper room up above, were Christians owning it, and the lower part, the synagogue where the Jews pray, caused some trouble in between the Christians and the Jews. And apparently that led to a quarrel over the ownership of the area. At the time was the time of the Turks, the Ottomans, and there were Muslims. And each side came to the Muslim ruler, gave the argument, and emphasized that the place, the entire complex, doesn't belong to the opponent. The Turkish Sultan, the Turkish ruler, heard that, told one of the sides, "You're right," told the other part of the other side, "You're right," apparently told them both, "You forgot who's the boss." Took that area and turned the place into a mosque, down and up. And apparently, until 1948, this was a mosque. In 1928, a minaret was built over this place to mark that this is a mosque. They added the niche over there, which is a mihrab, which shows the direction to Mecca. Muslims prayed towards there. They took all ornaments which were Christian ornaments, and they thought that this is the end of it. In 1948, this became an Israeli territory. The rest of the city was Arab, but this area just outside of Zion Gate became an Israeli territory, and the area was called the Gate. And today, Christians can pray up here, Jews can pray down here. Nothing is left from the Crusader period, except a little thing that the Muslims didn't realize that this is Christian. That little marble pillar over there that supports the little dog Gurrola, which is made of marble, shows two baby pelicans, that's on 4 sides, shows two baby pelicans eating from the heart of their mother. And this is an early Christian entity, emphasizing what Jesus said in the Last Supper. Apparently, this is a symbol for what Jesus said, that baby pelicans are eating from the flesh of the mother, and that's how they eat. This is, of course, an old story that became a symbol. They did not realize that this is a Christian entity. And to this very day, that's the only Christian entity that remained untouched. They removed some others, and seen some marks on the walls, untouched from the Crusader period. And now, perhaps we read. So, we'll read, in a moment he's going to read about the upper room, about that tragedy when Jesus and his disciples had the Passover Seder. Right? But this place also commemorates another one. Right over there to the left, there is a little room. And this room venerates the descent of the Holy Ghost. And this happened right in here in this place. And he said, the disciples started talking in tongues. We're going to read that. Who's reading?
Now the feast of unleavened bread, which is called the Passover, was approaching. And the chief priests and the scribes were seeking how they might put him to death, for they were afraid of the people. And Satan entered into Judas, who was called Iscariot, belonging to a number of the 12. And he went away and discussed with the chief priests and officers how he might betray him to them. And they were delighted and agreed to give the money. And he consented and began seeking a good opportunity to betray him to them apart from the multitude. Then came the day of unleavened bread, on which the Passover lamb had to be sacrificed. And he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and prepare the Passover for us, that we may eat it. And they said to him, Where do you want us to prepare it? And he said to them, Behold, when you have entered the city, a man will meet you carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house that he enters. And you shall say to the owner of the house, The teacher says to you, Where is the guest room in which I may eat the Passover with my disciples? And he will show you a large, furnished upper room, prepared there. And they departed and found everything just as he had told them. And they prepared the Passover. And when the hour had come, he reclined at table, and the apostles with him. And he said to them, I have earnestly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I say to you, I shall never again eat it until it is fulfilled in the kingdom of God. And having taken a cup, when he had given thanks, he said, Take this and share it among yourselves. For I say to you, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine from now on until the kingdom of God comes. And having taken some bread, when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. And in the same way, he took the cup after they had eaten, saying, This cup which is poured out for you is the new covenant in my blood. This is Acts chapter 2. And when the day of Pentecost had come, they were all together in one place. And suddenly there came from heaven a noise like a violent rushing wind, and it filled the whole house where they were sitting. And there appeared to them tongues as of fire, distributing themselves, and they rested on each one of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit was giving them utterance.
Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going to God, rose from supper, laid aside his garments, and girded himself with a towel. And then he poured water into a basin, and he began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with a towel with which he was girded. When he had washed their feet and taken his garments and resumed his place, he said to them, "Do you know what I have done to you? Do you call me teacher and Lord? And you are right, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you." So that would be my charge to us. That we take the commandment of Christ, that we love one another, and that we learn what it means to wash one another's feet.
I'm here in the courtyard of a Muslim school, and this is basically where they start the first station of the Via Dolorosa. Okay. I'm here in the first station of the cross on the Via Dolorosa. It's a small Muslim school, and basically this is where they start the first station where Jesus was condemned. Station 2 is right across the street at the chapels of condemnation and flagellation. And each Friday about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they have like a procession here where everyone meets in this courtyard, and they begin to walk down the Via Dolorosa until they come to the Holy Sepulchre, where they come into Calvary and where Jesus was laid. So I just wanted to show you the courtyard. This is basically just a small Muslim school. You can hear the mosque going off, calling everyone to prayer. As I've mentioned, it goes off about 5 times a day. I'm here in Jerusalem, and I'm at the first station of the cross, which is basically located in a small Muslim courtyard school. What's wrong? Okay, started. I'm here in Jerusalem at the first station of the cross, which is basically in the courtyard of a Muslim school. And it's the first station. Across the street is the second station on the Via Dolorosa. And each Friday about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they have a big procession which starts here. Everyone meets in this schoolyard, and they begin to walk the stations of the cross until they eventually come to the 14 stations of the Via Dolorosa at the Holy Sepulchre. So I just want to show you the courtyard where it starts. Again, I'm here at the first station, and as you can hear in the background, the mosque is going off. They're calling everyone to prayer. The Dome of the Rock is right behind the school. That's why it's a bit loud. So I'm going to show you the courtyard right now. So, again, this is the schoolyard where they have where they start the procession every Friday on the Via Dolorosa. So, shalom from the first station of the cross where Jesus was condemned here on the Via Dolorosa in Jerusalem. Shalom, everybody.
behind me is the Dome of the Rock, which they're in prayer right now. That's what you hear in the background. Wait, stop. I'm here at the Via della Rosa, and this is the first station out of 14 stations of the cross. And I want to read this to you. This is where Jesus is condemned to death. Here Pilate said, "What shall I do with the man you call the King of the Jews?" The people cried out, "Crucify him, crucify him." Pilate asked, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted all the louder, "Crucify him." So wishing to satisfy the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas for them, and having scorned Jesus, he delivered him over to be crucified. There's a little prayer that goes with this, and I'd like to share it with you. O Lord, we have acted unjustly by condemning people without cause. Pardon our dishonesty, and if we have to judge others in future, help us to do so with mercy and forbearance. Amen. So I'm here at the first station of the cross at the Via della Rosa in Jerusalem, Israel.
I'm here on the Via della Rosa in Jerusalem, and I'm at a small Muslim school. And this basically is where the first station of the Via della Rosa starts. This is where Pilate was before Jesus and condemned him to death. Wait, do it again. I'm here in Jerusalem, in the Old City, at the first station of the cross on the Via della Rosa. It's here in a small Muslim school. And this is where Jesus was before Pilate, and this is where the crowds were yelling, "Crucify him," and Jesus, to satisfy the crowds, released Barabbas instead of Jesus. And Jesus was later, of course, crucified. And each Friday, at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they have a procession which starts here, and everyone gathers here, and they begin to walk the stations of the cross. Station 2 is just right across the street, where there's the chapel of condemnation and chapel of flagellation. And they eventually will walk to the Holy Sepulchre, which is where the 14th stations are. And so basically this is Station 1 of the Via della Rosa, and this is where Jesus was before Pilate and was later condemned. So shalom from the Via della Rosa. I'm here in Jerusalem on the Via della Rosa, and this is a small Muslim schoolyard, and this is where they begin the first station of the cross. This is where Jesus was before Pilate, and this is where the crowds were yelling out, "Crucify him, crucify him." And it's where Pilate asked him, "Why do you want this man crucified? What wrong has he done?" But to please the crowd, he had Barabbas, who was a criminal, released rather than Jesus, and Jesus was later condemned and then crucified. So this is where the Station 1 of the Via della Rosa is. Every Friday about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone gathers here in the schoolyard, and they begin the annual procession of walking the stations of the cross until eventually they come to the 14 stations, and that ends over in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Station 2 is just right across from the small school. And the Dome of the Rock, the Muslim quarter of the old city, is here on the right side. So I just wanted to show you Station 1, which is here in a Muslim schoolyard. And this is where Jesus was condemned to be crucified. So shalom from Station 1 on the Via della Rosa here in Jerusalem. I'm here in a small Muslim schoolyard in Jerusalem, and this is Station 1 on the Via della Rosa, and this is where Jesus was before Pilate, and it's where the crowds were yelling, "Crucify him, crucify him," and Jesus was later, wait, do it one more time. Do it again. I'm here on the Via della Rosa, and this is a small Muslim school, and this is where the first station of the cross is, and this is where Jesus was before Pilate, and this is where the crowds were yelling, "Crucify him, crucify him," and Pilate had asked, what evil has this man done? But just to satisfy the crowds, he had Barabbas released instead of Jesus, and then Jesus was later crucified. So this is where they have the first station of the cross in this small schoolyard. Every Friday about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they have a big procession. Everyone meets here, and they begin to walk the 14 stations of the cross, eventually coming to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where he was crucified and then buried. So I just wanted to show you where Station 1 is, here on the Via della Rosa, here in Jerusalem. Shalom.
I'm here at the Via della Rosa. This is first station. There's 14 stations of the cross. This is a Muslim school now. And behind the school is the Dome of the Rock. And they were just having prayers a little while ago. So just want to share this with you. This is the first station of the cross where Jesus was condemned to death. So shalom for now.
Kreuz genommen, abgenommen von Jesus und hingeweiht. Simon aus Kyrenäe hat das Kreuz genommen. Ich werde wieder mal anempfehlen, wenn Sie mal in der Altstadt morgen da sind, geht mal hier hinein, gutes Essen. Und عارفين يكون عليهم ولا لا؟
Gefängnis Jesu, was war das?
Yes, please. Welcome. Have a look.
Wat een lekker! Maar zo is het daar.
Jullie weer zo'n 64, dat is goed. Ik moet er wisselen?
Gaan we het stuk mee zien, hè?
Zo is het.
Nummer 3. Dinsdag is natuurlijk de eerste val van het kruis. En ik wil best aannemen dat zo iemand een paar dagen.
والله يطلع شغل بس
I'm here at the third station of the cross. This is where Jesus fell for the first time. We're going to be going down Via Dolorosa to the 14 stations of the cross. So I'll see you at the fourth station.
Here in the Via Dolorosa at the third station, which depicts where Jesus fell for the first time to his knees under the weight of the cross. Shalom. We're at the third station of the cross in the Via Dolorosa, and this depicts where Jesus fell to his knees for the first time. I'll be seeing you at the fourth station along the Via Dolorosa.
I'm here at the fourth station of the cross of the Via Dolorosa. This is where Jesus meets his afflicted mother. So I'll be seeing you on the fifth station of the cross from the Via Dolorosa.
You should recognize where it is. Not American.
I'm here at the fourth station of the Via Dolorosa. Jesus meets his mother. Go ahead. This is the fourth station of the Via Dolorosa. This is where Jesus met his mother Mary. I just finished coming from Station 3, and this is Station 4 of the Via Dolorosa. This is where Jesus met his mother Mary.
I'm here at the 5th station of the cross on the Via Dolorosa, and this is our sign of
استنى شوية.
behind Jesus. Wait, do it over, do it over.
وقف بس.
I'm here at the 5th station of the cross, and this is where Simon picks up his cross behind Jesus. And here they have a handprint of Jesus' hand.
I'm here at Station 5 of the Via Dolorosa. This is where Simon of Cyrene was given Jesus' cross to carry.
Okay, you said
I'm here at Station 5 of the Via Dolorosa in Jerusalem. And this is where Simon of Cyrene was given Jesus' cross to carry. And this is a handprint of Jesus right here. This is Station 5 of the Via Dolorosa, and this is where Simon of Cyrene was given Jesus' cross to carry.
Alright, we go now. Alright, so where are we going now?
So let's say with your husbands,
Is this one?
we'll do it to you.
Is this worth taking the sign?
Yes.
This is the whole.
I'm here at the 5th station of the cross. This is where Simon of Cyrene picks up the cross behind Jesus. So I'll be seeing you at the 6th station of the cross on the Via Dolorosa in Jerusalem, Israel.